The glass of wine you reach for to unwind at night isn't actually helping you relax. It's slowly teaching your nervous system to forget how to calm itself. You've been told that alcohol is a relaxant, that it helps you decompress after a long day, that it takes the edge off stress and anxiety. This belief feels true because alcohol does something to your body that initially feels like relaxation. The tension in your shoulders seems to melt away. Your racing thoughts slow down. The knot in your stomach loosens. But what if I told you that what you're experiencing isn't true relaxation at all? What if it's actually your nervous system being temporarily sedated, and the real cost of that sedation only shows up later when you're not paying attention? Most of us have been there. You come home after a day that felt like it stretched you thin. Your mind is still buzzing with unfinished conversations, tomorrow's deadlines, the weight of responsibilities that never seem to fully lift from your shoulders. You pour yourself a drink, not because you love the taste, but because you need something to help you transition from the chaos of the day to whatever peace the evening might offer. And it works, doesn't it? For that first hour, maybe two, you feel like you can finally breathe. The volume on your internal stress gets turned down. You sink into the couch, and for the first time all day, your body remembers what it feels like to not be braced against the world. This is why the idea that alcohol helps you relax isn't just believed, it's experienced. Your body gives you immediate feedback that seems to confirm what you hoped would be true. The problem is that your body is only telling you part of the story. Here's what's actually happening when you drink to relax. Alcohol works by suppressing your central nervous system. Think of your nervous system like the electrical grid of a city. When everything is working properly, the lights come on when you flip the switch. The traffic signals keep things moving smoothly, and the whole system hums along in a balanced rhythm. Alcohol is like temporarily cutting power to parts of that grid. The areas that were overactive, the ones creating stress and anxiety, suddenly go quiet. This feels like relief because the urgent, uncomfortable sensations you were experiencing have been chemically muted, but the power hasn't been restored to a healthy balance. It's just been shut off. Meanwhile, your brain notices that something important has been suppressed. Your nervous system doesn't understand the difference between alcohol and a genuine threat to your survival. All it knows is that normal functioning has been interrupted, and it needs to compensate. So it starts working harder to maintain equilibrium. This is where the scam reveals itself. While you're feeling relaxed on the surface, your brain is actually ramping up production of stress hormones and stimulating neurotransmitters to counteract the depressant effects of alcohol. It's like your nervous system is secretly doing jumping jacks while you think you're resting. The cruel irony is that by the time the alcohol wears off, usually in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning, your nervous system has overcompensated. You wake up with your heart racing, your mind spinning with anxious thoughts, your body feeling more wired and stressed than before you drank. This isn't a hangover in the traditional sense. This is your nervous system rebounding from being artificially suppressed. But here's the part that keeps people trapped in this cycle. That morning anxiety, that restless energy, that feeling of being emotionally raw and overwhelmed doesn't feel connected to the wine you had the night before. It feels like proof that you need something to take the edge off. It feels like evidence that your stress levels are naturally high and that you need help managing them. So you promise yourself You'll just have one drink again tonight. Just something small to help you unwind. Just enough to quiet the noise in your head so you can finally relax. And the cycle continues, with your nervous system getting a little more dysregulated each time. A little more dependent on external substances to do what it used to do naturally. Over time, this creates what researchers call nervous system dysregulation. Your body's natural ability to move between states of activation and rest becomes compromised. The internal mechanisms that use to help you process stress, metabolize difficult emotions, and naturally wind down at the end of the day start to atrophy from lack of use. You might notice that problems that used to feel manageable now feel overwhelming. Conversations that used to roll off your back now stick with you for hours. Sleep becomes more elusive, even on nights when you don't drink. Your emotional resilience, the thing that used to help you bounce back from difficult days, starts to feel fragile and unreliable. This is the hidden cost of using alcohol to relax. Every time you outsource your nervous system regulation to a substance, you're essentially telling your body that it doesn't need to maintain its own capacity for calm. Like any skill that goes unused, your natural relaxation response begins to weaken. People often describe feeling like they're losing themselves in this process. The person who used to be able to handle stress without chemical assistance starts to feel like a stranger. The resilience and emotional stability they once took for granted becomes something they can only access through a glass. But what if there was another way? What if your nervous system already knows how to relax, how to process stress, how to move from activation to rest without any external intervention? What if the capacity for genuine calm has been there all along, just temporarily overshadowed by a substance that promises quick relief but delivers long-term disruption? When people stop using alcohol to manage their nervous system, something remarkable happens. The first few weeks can feel challenging because the body is remembering how to regulate itself without chemical assistance. But then, slowly, naturally, the nervous system begins to recalibrate. Sleep becomes deeper and more restorative. Stress feels more manageable, not because life gets easier, but because the body remembers how to process and release tension naturally. Emotional resilience returns, not as something you have to work for, but as something that emerges when you stop interfering with your body's innate wisdom. The peace that people discover in sobriety isn't the temporary, artificial quiet that alcohol provides. It's a deeper, more sustainable calm that comes from trusting your nervous system to do what it was designed to do. It's the confidence that comes from knowing you can handle whatever life brings without needing to chemically alter your response to it. This isn't about willpower or moral superiority. This is about understanding that your body already has everything it needs to help you relax, process stress, and find genuine peace. The only thing standing between you and that natural capacity is the belief that you need something outside yourself to access it. The glass of wine that promises relaxation is actually stealing your confidence in your own ability to find calm. Every time you reach for alcohol to unwind, you're reinforcing the belief that peace is something you have to buy, something you have to consume, something that exists outside of you rather than within you. But what if the most relaxing thing you could do tonight is nothing at all? What if instead of reaching for something to change how you feel, you trusted that your nervous system knows how to move you from stress to rest without any chemical intervention? What if real relaxation isn't something you drink, but something you remember? Your nervous system has been waiting patiently for you to stop interfering with its natural rhythm. The capacity for genuine calm, the kind that doesn't wear off or leave you feeling worse the next day, is already there. You don't need to earn it, or learn it, or buy it. You just need to stop blocking it. If you've been using alcohol to relax, and you're starting to wonder whether it's actually working, you're not alone. Try going 30 days without drinking and pay attention to how your nervous system responds. Notice what happens to your sleep, your stress levels, your emotional resilience when you stop outsourcing relaxation to a substance that can't actually provide it. Drop a comment below if you've ever noticed that alcohol makes you more anxious the next day, or if you're curious about what genuine relaxation might feel like. And if you want to explore more about how sobriety can actually reduce stress and anxiety rather than increase it, subscribe for more videos about reclaiming your nervous system's natural wisdom. The most rebellious thing you can do in a culture that profits from your stress is to discover that you already have everything you need to find peace. Your nervous system isn't broken. It's just been temporarily convinced to let something else do its job. But it's ready to take that job back the moment you stop interfering.